I think the exciting thing about London Fashion Week is always the creativity and the youth and the kind of energy which you don't always get at the other men's weeks in Paris and Milan, where the labels are often more established.
What's great about menswear in London at the moment is it's becoming very much more wearable, yet still retaining that kind of directional edge.
We've seen a lot of pattern, a lot of sort of eclectic mixing in terms of the styling of the garments. So a real mixture, but that is, I guess, what I would expect to see from London Fashion Week, that kind of that youthful creativity.
Before, there was a real divide. It was either very, very classic and bereft a bit of any kind of interesting detail, or it was on the other side and it was a little bit too mad and a little bit too club scene. But I think what's happened now is the two have merged. Younger designers are understanding to be commercial, especially in the current climate, is very important. And the big trends that were coming through, we're seeing a lot of colour, a lot of lightweight, very light, super lightweight fabrics, and a lot of technical fabrics. So a lot of things that are not necessarily using natural fibres, but using synthetics and lots of kind of sheer synthetics. I think men have a really cool sense of style in London. What's quite nice about it is it's formal and takes a lot from the tradition of England. So we know about fabrics, we know about cutting because of Savile Row, we know about tailoring, but at the same time it's got a very relaxed feel. So sometimes when you go abroad you'll see people a bit too dressed up in the traditional British look, and it looks a bit stuffy. Whereas in England we've kind of grown accustomed to that look, and now we've kind of relaxed with it, and we can do the same thing but in creased fabrics or in softer silhouettes.
London is a breeding ground for creativity. Paris and Milan are very conscious of big brands, the profit margin, the bottom line, what's going to sell. So it's very difficult. You can't compare them.
Because usually we go in Paris and we buy a lot of English designers, so we are here to the catwalk to see the designer, come si dice, dal vivo, live.
Yeah, to meet them personally.
I mean, when we look at fashion, we look at fashion as a global point of view. I think there is a lot of very young talent emerging here, which may be a little experimental, and I think the New York designers are probably more business-oriented.
The London one has been a lot more adventurous, I guess, so far. New York was, it was okay, but I feel like this one is a little bit, they're taking a little more risk, I think, or at least so far what I've seen. I mean, we'll see, I guess, in the next few days.